Here's a thought. If you think that vaccine mandates are a good idea, what other enforced medical procedures or coerced medical procedures are you willing to support? So a thought occurred to me the other day. And this thought's come about because 18 months ago, when I was talking about how I was refusing to have temperature checks or to do COVID tests, people were telling me, oh, it's just a mask, it's just a test, it's just a temperature check, it's nothing to worry about, it won't ever be anything more than that. And now here we are in a position where the medics and the care home workers who have supported our most vulnerable these last 18 months are going to be facing dismissal from their jobs if they do not take what is an experimental medical procedure. Now, I hear a lot of people saying that they should be forced to take this vaccine if they want to work with vulnerable people, and the reasoning is quite disturbing. It's that they feel that it's people's civic duty to take this medication, this medical procedure, for the sake of other people, for the sake of society, not even for themselves, to protect others and to help look after the health of other people. Now, if you think that's okay to coerce and manipulate and otherwise discriminate against people who won't take this experimental medical procedure, then what other things are you willing to accept as being for the common good? How about forced blood donations? How about mandatory organ donation? Bone marrow donation? What about compulsory sterilisation, temporary or otherwise? All these things could be argued to be for the greater good, and a lot of people would argue that these things are things that you should do for the good of society. The reasoning's exactly the same. If they can use that reasoning to justify this, then what other things can they use that reasoning to justify? It's really important to remember when we're considering things like this, not just the immediate implications, but where that thinking can potentially lead us, and what is the ultimate result of adopting that kind of philosophy to your morality. If they can force you to take a vaccine, they can force you to donate blood, they can force you to donate organs. Hell, you've got an extra kidney. You've got a perfectly good kidney there. You should be giving that to someone else. You're selfish if you don't. Bone marrow, sterilisation. Hell, the world's overpopulated, right? It's your moral duty and your civic responsibility to not have children. Therefore, you should be compulsorily sterilised at birth. Now, a lot of people will tell me this sounds ridiculous, but a lot of people were telling me that it sounded ridiculous when I told them we were going to have vaccine mandates, that would never happen. But it is. It's right before our very eyes. And if you think it's going to stop with the medical industry and the care industry, you need to think again. Because it never stops there. This whole thing has been this gentle creep towards increasing totalitarianism and fascism. So how far down the road are you willing to look? Because if you're looking no further than the end of your nose, then when the time comes that this legislation comes for you, and you are the one who's treated as the second-class citizen, there'll be no one left to fight for you. Finally, I just want to address this ridiculous notion that the medics and the care home staff that are choosing not to have this vaccine are somehow science deniers. There's become this ridiculous rhetoric that the people who are refusing to have this vaccine are only doing so because of some ridiculous conspiracy theory that they read on the internet. And these are people who've worked in the medical industry for 10 years, 15 years, some of them 20 plus years. And they have a lot more hands-on experience with medicine and the way medicine works and the way the science actually operates than a lot of these people who are shouting out on social media about how they should be sacked. It's funny how everybody talks about listening to the scientists and the medics when it's the people who are parroting the same narrative as the mainstream media. But the moment any of those scientists or medics exercise a bit of critical thinking and a bit of self-determination, we suddenly, don't want to support them anymore. These were the people that you were out clapping in the street last year. Why are you not supporting them now? Why were they good enough then? Why were they good enough to take care of your families back then when there was no vaccine? Why suddenly now are they not good enough anymore? Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. Been recording on some new equipment today, so if you want to give me any comments about the audio or picture quality down in the comments below, please do so. We'll see if we can continue using this setup. If you did like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, all of that nonsense. But the best way that you can support my channel is to head over to Odyssey and become a follower over there. It's a fantastic YouTube alternative, which is censorship free and really takes care of its content creators. Take care, guys. Don't forget to stay free, think free, and as always, act free. I'll see you next time.